Shit, am I just muted? I've been muted this whole time, haven't I? Wonderful. Yeah, so I guess I've been muted this entire time. That's fun. Damn. Welp. It's been a lot of great prep. Sorry that you missed the first 10 minutes of it. That's how much of a fucking mess I am today. Shrug. Alright, so let's see. Anyways, we're dealing with the Colossus of Pythor. In Prime, we made it... Oh, also to answer your question, there, Lucian, 3 years is what I was saying, like, and crying about was 3 years. Colossus thrusts its gigantic spear with precision and might, targeting foes at a great distance. The Colossus selects up to 3 targets it can see within 20 feet. Each target must make a dexterity saving throw on a failed save. The target takes 4d10 piercing damage. As the spear strikes with incredible force on a successful save, the target takes half damage. This attack pierces through all non-magical obstacles, demonstrating the spear's ability to reach enemies regardless of cover. Okay. Groundquake. The Colossus stomps the ground with its massive feet, causing the earth to tremble and enemies to lose their footing. On initiative count 20, losing initiative ties, the Colossus stomps the ground, sending shockwave in a 10-foot radius. All creatures on the ground in this area, blah, blah, blah. Rallying cry of valor. The Colossus lets out a mighty roar that embodies the valor and courage of Pythor, bolstering the morale of its allies. On initiative count 20, losing initiative ties, the Colossus issues a roar that can be heard up to 300 feet away. All allies who hear the roar are inspired and gain temporary hit points. That's pretty good. Additionally, for 1 minute, these allies gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed, driven by the unwavering spirit of valor that the Colossus represents. Alright, that's money. That's what we want. Alright. So, a mighty roar, while clanging, it's huge. It's massive spear against its shield. The riotous noise embodies the valor and courage of Pythor and the hoplites of Mitros and Astoria. Exclamation mark. Alright, so the mechanic here is, on initiative count 20, losing all initiative ties, the blah, 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 we don't need that shit. The Colossus issues a roar that can be heard up to 300 feet away. Allies who hear the roar are inspired, comma, gaining 1 inspiration, comma, and gain temporary hit points equal to 2d10 plus 10. That's really fucking good. Additionally, for 1 minute, these allies gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed, driven by the unwavering spirit of valor that the Colossus represents. Now that's money right there. That's fucking good. Alright, so we'll do Rallying Cry of Wonder. Then we will add it to this table. Right here. Under Hero's Choice. And then we'll just put Hero's Choice here. Alright. Update. Alright. Roll table. We gotta recalculate. What's the button for recalculate? This? There we go. Update. Beautiful. Wonderful. I love it. Alright. So we can drag BOM allies over to here. And good. So that's what the Colossus unlocks. You don't get to ride around in the Colossus. The Colossus just goes off and does its own thing. But if you bring it with you into a fight, you bring it as a layer action. Okay. Hype. 27 minutes till the game. We have sound now. We have a working Foundry server. We're on the right Foundry server. Fantastic. Just can't get any better. I'm going to put at Mythic, Odysseys, game in 27 minutes. Y'all got a Scott trick fanspo yesterday during Fallout. Alright. So, let's see. 27 minutes. I don't even know how to prioritize it. Alright. We're in the City of Mitchers right now. We go here. We're inside the Mythic Colossus Pythor. Alright. The party is fighting their way to the top. Waiting for them at the top is a big robot Medusa called the Clockwork Mind. Alright. I need some cool mechanical abilities and attacks for a Clockwork Medusa head that has taken over the Colossus from the inside. She already has her serpentine wiring taking over the Colossus from within, and an army of bronze Amazon warriors at her disposal. Let's see. I am thinking psychic and electric based attacks that have the theme of Puppet Master. This is a fight for level 14 characters. Out of curiosity, which AI do I use? I have a paid subscription to ChatGPT, which, fun fact, in French, GPT means I farted. So apparently over in France, whenever the news people are talking about ChatGPT, the French news person in their very serious French news person voice is saying, "Chat, I farted," just over and over again. "Chat, I farted," over and over and over again. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, the paid one lets me do images, it lets me read documents, it lets me analyze photos, it just pretty much just lets me do anything. It's extremely helpful. As a person who works 2 jobs, has to take care of like the finances of the household, raising a kid, got 2 dogs, a cat, etc., etc. It's running your own side business, working for the government. It's a lot, so it's definitely been really helpful to have. I will admit that it is morally not the best right now. Yeah, it's morally not the best, but I also believe that, you know, eating meat's morally not the best, but I also do that. You know, it's like a lot. Being American is pretty morally bankrupt. I'm still an American. There's a lot of things that I do that put me in the lawful evil part of the alignment chart. I just kind of have to live my life at this point. So I feel bad. I went to art school. I have a lot of artist friends. I'm probably like a pariah, a traitor, and a terrible person. But at the same time, like, I'm really busy, and this is helping me keep my life together. So it is what it is. It's also, the technology is not going anywhere. So I'd rather be the asshole that finally gave up early and learned how to use it than the person that got left behind. And I did the same thing when digital art became a thing. I was, you know, I started using Photoshop when I was 19, which is a million years ago, back in 1999. So like, I've been using Photoshop since then, and Illustrator and everything. And there was a big thing back then, right? That like digital art wasn't real art, computer art wasn't real art. You're taking the soul out of art. You're taking, you know, this is fake, this isn't real, you're cheating. So I've heard all the arguments before. And then digital art was normalized, right? And then it became the standard, and now we're having another big technological shift. And yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough. I don't know. I don't have time to go into it, but yeah, I use ChatGPT, so. Alright, let's see. Here's some abilities for our Medusa Clockwork Head. A Medusa Clockwork Head taking over the Colossus sounds like a pretty complicated fight. You telling me, bitch. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? No. Posted in all big and gross. Hate that. Alright. Okay. Electrified Gaze. The Clockwork Medusa's eyes sparkle electrical energy, targeting multiple foes with arcs of electricity. As an action, target up to 3 creatures. Each creature must make a dexterity saving throw. Dexterity? Or be paralyzed for 1 round. Alright, I got an idea. Okay. We'll make this a feature. And we'll call it Electrified Gaze. And just like a Medusa ability. Alright. Creatures starting their turn within 60 feet of the hostile Clockwork Mind. 20 minutes till game. That's fine. Creature starting their turn within 60 feet of the comma that it can see, comma, must make a. What is the DC on this motherfucker stuff? Let's see. Spellcasting ability. Constitution. Spellcasting level 20. Alright, DC 22. Must make a. Dex DC 22 or become paralyzed by electricity binding them in place. Creatures with resistance to lightning damage have advantage to their saves. Creatures immune to lightning damage pass automatically. That sounds good. Paralyzed dash lingering by electricity binding them in place. That sounds great. Alright. Next up, Psychic Puppetry. Using her serpentine wiring to tap into the minds of her foes, the Medusa attempts to turn an enemy into a puppet. Medusa targets 1 creature within 60 feet that she can see. The target must succeed on a DC saving throw, be dominated as Dominate Monster for 1 minute. The creature can make another Wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns to end the effect. This ability can only be used once every 3 rounds. No. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So that's Electrified Gaze. We'll go here to Action. New action. Psychic Puppetry. Alright. Charm. Mind affecting. Okay. The blah 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 creates an effect mimicking dominate monster. Wisdom DC 22 to save. The effect has lingering rather than the normal duration and means of escape. Okay. A creature can make a DC 25 medicine check as an action to free an adjacent creature from this effect. Removing the wiring and serpents from the creature's neck and spine. This process deals 3d6 slashing damage. That's gnarly as fuck. Alright, I like that. Circuit Overload. Medusa chooses... the Medusa causes the Colossus to release a burst of electrical energy from its body, affecting all creatures within a certain radius. All creatures within 30 feet of the Colossus must make a Constitution saving throw. On a fail, they take 3d10 lightning and are stunned until their next turn. On a successful save, they take half damage and are not stunned. Okay. So this is fun. We will do this. We'll say this is a layer action. No. Layer. And that's circuit overloads. All creatures in contact with the walls, floor, or ceiling. There we go. I dig it. Save. Shield of Bronze Warriors. The Medusa commands her Bronze Amazon Warriors to form a shield wall around her, protect it. That's pretty dope. I think we would just have to be, like, summoning some warriors, so we'll do that as another layer action. So we'll do layer, summon Bronze Amazons. Okay, and then we'll put the hostile Clockwork Mind summons 3 bronze automatons to aid her. They roll into initiative. Alright, I dig it. Alright, what else you got? Telekinetic toss. Harnessing psychic energy, the Medusa manipulates the battlefield by hurling objects at enemies. It chooses either one large object or up to 2 small or medium objects. Prone and bludgeoned. Meh. Reboot protocol. If the Medusa is reduced to a certain threshold of life, she initiates a defense protocol, momentarily shutting down and rebooting the Colossus systems. When reduced to 25% of her maximum health, she activates those for 1 round. The Colossus becomes immune to all damage. During this time, the Medusa regains hit points. Okay, so it sounds like we should grab a Mythic ability for her from our Mythic templates. Alright. What would be a good one for this? Let's see. Aura of Control. That's okay. Aura of Death, Aura of Despair. Aura of Elemental Fury, Aura of Madness, Aura Buffed, Crushing Presence, Intensify, Kiting. I like, how about this? Buffed. So we'll do Mythic Transition. Alright. Okay. Having collected battle data, comma, the blah blah blah, the Medusa reboots itself and is now under an effect similar, mimicking Foresight. There we go. That's a spicy meatball right there. Alright, and then we got to get Mythic Transition from up here at the top. Mythic Phase Transition. There we go. So we'll call this Mythic Reboot. Enter. Love it. Go here, add this, Mythic Phase Transition, beautiful, throw that in, and clear, and save. Alright, love it. Let's see, what abilities should she have? We are copying the Kraken, but I don't really know if it works for this particular boss. So we'll go ahead and ditch this. Tentacles. Tentacles work. That's fine. Alright. So we just have to remove the word Kraken from everywhere we say. And then we'll set Medusa. Okay. And then we should give it Constrict. Alright. Starting your turn, deal bludgeoning damage to any creature you're grappling. So we're going to put deal 10 bludgeoning damage, 10 bludgeoning, and 10 lightning. That's what we call it in 5e. Damage to any creature you are grappling, which is pretty sick. There we go. Love that. She's got these other abilities to control you. What else could we give her? Let's give her Chain Lightning. They love that. There we go. And what else? Give her a Gravity spell. Let's see. Intensify Gravity. Spell each creature in the area. Nah. No need to do that. I think Chain Lightning plus the tentacles plus everything else. That should be enough. Get rid of this. 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 Lightning Storm. 3 bolts of lightning. Each can strike a target. Chain Lightning will do that. Let's see. Fling. Yeah, Fling is always good. Multi-attack. 3 tentacle attacks, each of which can replace with 1 Fling. Beautiful. It's got Electrified Gaze at will. Doesn't need Amphibious. Freedom of movement, sure. Siege monster, sure. Doesn't need legendary. Doesn't need Kraken layer actions. Alright. And doesn't need regional effects. Alright. It's a little boring. That's a little boring. It's got some fun stuff, though. It's got some fun stuff. Let's see. Cool. What else could we give it? I feel like that's enough stuff. We only got 9 minutes till the game. Buffed, Intensify, Kiting, Mana Thief. Mana Thief is pretty nice. Punish the Worthy, Regeneration. Regeneration could be pretty good. The boss regenerates 10 times PB at the start of its turn unless it takes a specific damage type. What kind of damage type would a robot need to take, though? Waller. The boss is able to shift the battlefield. That could be fun. Oh. Okay. So, I don't think Wall of Steel is, like, Wall of Iron is a thing anymore. Nah, it's just Wall of Stone. That would have been cool. Ward. In response to being targeted with a spell, they may perform any of the following actions. That's kind of sick. Alright. Yeah. Here we go. New feature. Mythic. Ward. Okay. In response to being targeted by a spell, comma, the Medusa can use a reaction to do one of the following. Cast counterspell at the 3rd level, con for casting stat. Make a tentacle attack with double the normal melee range. Let's see. Gain magic resistance against the incoming spell. I don't know why you would take magic resistance if you gain magic resistance until the end of its next turn. Oh. Just until the end of its next turn. Okay, those are cool options. Alright, I think there's a little bit more to do. Yeah. Alright. Piercing? Oh, piercing is like its weakness? Maybe. I feel like they would just be piercing it anyways. That's like the majority of their attacks. So, at that point, we probably don't need to have regeneration. Alright, so we've got that one set up. We got the game in 6 minutes. So at least we got something cool going over there, and we got that figured out. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I am so stressed and nervous about running this chapter of the adventure because it was a lot of stress last time I did it, and I wasn't very happy with how it turned out. And so I only react to very stressful things 2 ways. One is overdoing it and prepping too much. The other is coming up with a million different excuses or screwing up to make sure I don't have enough time to focus on it at all, which is unfortunately what's happened over the last 2 weeks. Every time I wanted to make time to do like some bonus prep or work on this, I just made up excuses to not do it. So the worst of the 2 options, it would have been better to do some over prep rather than some under prep, but I think we can still make it happen. It's just nice if everything is, you know, great. I'd love for everything to be perfect. That'd be cool. So what's going to happen is they're going to finish this fight in here. And I think that the rest of this dungeon, the fight, will use up most of the evening, if I'm being honest. And then we're going to go out here, and they're going to have to see what happens to the rest of the troops, what happens to the battlefield, what is going on in the world. So, yeah. We're going to go and say that let's do a, in our chapter 9, I'm going to go up here to the very top for Mythic changes. Alright, we're going to say Wave 1 results. Okay, so they're going to, A1, they're going to lose it. 4 minutes till the game. Hell yeah. A2, they're going to lose it. A3, they're going to hold it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're basically doing Guy right now from Are You a Shitty GM or whatever his channel's called. He's like, are you doing a combat for your city? Well, don't bother rolling dice. Listen to the players, and if they have good ideas, then those are good ideas. And if they have bad ideas, then, well, they're bad ideas. Just make cool shit happen and don't worry about it. And I was like, ha ha ha, that's dumb advice. You're dumb. But like, a year later, I'm like, Guy, you might be onto something here. So 4, I'm going to say that they hold it. Going over here. Let's see. And then, listen, I can take full responsibility for all sorts of horrible shit happening. B1, hold it. B2, hold it. Let's see. B3, hold it. Alright. B4, lose it. What do we got down here? We've only got C2 and C3 left. They are not trying to reclaim any area, so they're going to lose it. And then C3 will be completely destroyed. Alright. Now, I think I made a... like, Mythic City... Like, a Metros destroyed... Let me see. I made, like, a destroyed tile. I don't know what I did with it. Let's see. Where did I fucking put that? But I made a nice tile, like, weeks ago for this, and I can't remember what I did with it. Let's see. Up. It would be under... Oodle. Chapter 9. Maybe? Alright. No. Not seeing it. Fuck. Alright, hold on. Oh, don't look. There's a dragon in Curse of Strahd. Not really. Raw, I don't think there's... Well, no, there are. There are some dragons. Let's see. Mythic. Mythic, year 4. Mythic spider. Mythic elk. Mythic thumbs. Nope, that doesn't work. City. Metro City. War Grid. City of Brass. Nope. Destroyed? Nah, man, I can't remember. Tile? Nah, I got nothing. Fuck. It was really cool looking, though. You have to believe me. Alright, so what we'll do then, check it out, is we will take an X and we'll put an ice texture on it to show that he iced it over and it's completely destroyed. Yes, so this is decimated by Icarus, completely destroyed. And then, at the end of that wave, we'll move into the new one. Now, for the areas where they go to hold it, should we see... Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go. I was gonna say, should we see if there was any, like, consequence, any loss, or whatever? We might check. That would be 5 checks to see. Alright, I'm off to run the game. I hope everybody has a great evening. If you want to watch it live, I'll go ahead and throw that link up real quick. Let's see. It is Major Snood on Twitch. We'll go ahead and raid him. Maybe? Let's see. No, don't go there. Well, you can go there too, but I'm going to try to raid him real quick. Raid Major Snood. Alright. Thank you. I'm gonna need this good luck. It'll be fine, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Alright, here we go. Let's raid him, and I'll see you next time.